Hello and welcome back to Crowwing FPV. One sec, gotta get my mic. There we go, much better. All right. Yes, so anyway, this is Crowwing FPV, and in this video, I'm going to be covering the Diatone Taycan Cinewhoop. This is the 3-inch 4S version, and I purchased this on, was it just this past Friday? I got it from RDQ, and they had it as an as-is deal. And when you buy an as-is, it is as-is, and generally it's missing components. I paid $90 total. That's shipped. I ordered it Friday afternoon. I had it Monday afternoon. Amazing shipping. Awesome job. What was missing from it was an antenna and nuts and bolts and any kind of documentation. Came in the original box, stuff like that, but excuse me, all that stuff was actually taken out, which is fine because I have antennas, I have nuts, I have bolts. But this one is a little special. And it's actually kind of cool. It's a really cool feature. Not sure how much I'm going to use it, but it is still a very, very cool feature, and I like how it looks. So let me do this here real quick. I'm going to plug it in. And you probably just saw the glow. This is the LED version. And it's really cool. These LEDs actually change colors for different reasons. I have my controller set up with a couple modes that I can turn these off, so I'm not running them all the time, just because I'm sure it drains the battery a little bit. So during the day, I have one of my toggle switches set to not having this on. Let me set this back down, and spooky ominous glow here. And yeah, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is one of these nights here pretty soon, because it's still relatively warm. This is Minnesota, of course. It gets very, very cold here. I'm going to fly it at night and kind of record it just because I think it'd be fun. So back to this. The first thing that I noticed when I pulled this out of the box is how well it's made. It is very, very well made. It's a tank. It's pretty tough. The top and bottom carbon fiber, the frame carbon fiber is all 2.5 millimeters thick. So it's nice, good, thick carbon fiber. And everything is beveled really nice. The fit and finish is just really, really great. Like if you look here, right here, the Diatone, when they put that in there, their logo, it's machined in there beautifully. Everything is beveled. Everything is smooth. There's really no stress points anywhere. And the construction is really, really well. Like, for instance, if you look here, from the screw here to screw here, all the way around, they actually have risers in there going in between so that it makes it more sturdy, more rugged, and these screws can actually attach to something instead of some of those cheaper ones out there. Here she and see are that it just screws into plastic. That's all it does. It just goes straight into plastic, strips out, falls apart, and it's just it's a headache. Another thing too is right on the front here. This is brushed aluminum guard for your camera, which is a very, very nice feature. I kind of like that. This is actually my first quad that has that. And I like the idea of that metal on the front there to protect your camera. Because generally when you fall, I'm going to be honest, I generally fall face first. Kind of like in real life. If I'm walking on a trip, it's face first. And let's see, weight of this one is 308 grams. Should be able to see that in the camera. Yeah, 308 grams. So it's a little heavy, but I would say for a 3-inch Cinewhoop, it's about right. This is at 294. I do have, you know, extra little landing feet on this cloud, and, you know, extra TPU prints and antenna holders, which make this a little bit heavier. But if I took all that off there, I'd probably be around about 280 grams on my cloud. So let us take a peek under the hood and at the motors. All right, so as you can see here, let me try and get a good angle here. This is using MAMBA Toka 1606 3750 kV motors. So a good size motor on there, 3-inch with 3-bladed propellers. And let's pop open this hood, shall we? Now I already had this open, so I just put a couple screws in here just to keep the canopy on. Here we go. All right, so right off the bat, we have a stack. Now this has a stack flight controller and 4-in-1 ESC, where a lot of these Cinewhoops come out and they are using all-in-ones. Now all-in-ones are fine, but if one thing goes wrong, you're replacing everything. Where on this, if the flight controller goes bad, you're only replacing a flight controller. If the ESC goes bad, then you're only replacing the ESC. So it is a very nice feature, and I tend to like stacks more than all-in-ones. But either way, you can still get some very, very good all-in-one flight controller and ESCs. Moving on, this is the F405 DJI Mini flight controller, and then it has a 30 amp ESC down below. Now I'm not going to take this out because it's really nothing spectacular. On the front here, I wasn't quite sure what this was. Then I realized it's actually the controller. It's probably a BEC or something for controlling LEDs inside of each of the ducts. On the back here, we have a MAMBA, I think it's a Mini Monster or Monster Mini VTX or Monster Ultra or Mini Ultra. I can't remember exactly, or Tiny Ultra. I will actually post that up on the screen here once I'm done recording. It's a 400 milliwatt VTX. Now that will probably change. I like my 8 to 1 watt VTXs more than I do a little 400 watt. Regardless, it's still a decent little VTX that's in there, and there's no reason right now to change it. Now I had to add, because this being that it was a plug and play, I had to add my Ghost receiver in there, and I just have it sitting in there right now. I will attach that later. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much for under the hood. There's nothing crazy, but you know, it works. On the back side, it comes with an antenna array holder. This is all TPU, and it's actually made pretty well. It's actually a really good TPU. Decent print, nice and stiff. On the top here, it has your antenna holder. Underneath, it has your receiver. So it can hold like the Immortal T, it can hold the Cutie, and it just snaps in and it holds it really, really secure in there. I really like that design that they did there. And then on the sides, they have the ports for the dual antennas for if you're running FreeSky XM+. All right, well, that was kind of the walk around for the Taycan, and overall, the build quality on it, I really, really like, and I think it's made with some pretty good quality. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out and I'm going to fly it. And now I've already flown this, and I know the outcome of it, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like it. I don't like how it flew. It did some weird, funny things, and I don't know, you know, it's probably in a tune, but I don't know enough about tuning to say that tuning will fix it. I'm pretty sure that it is just simply a tune. So let me try and explain and give you an example, and you'll see it in the video here. When flying this, it's slow, which is fine. I have no problem with that, and I have no problem with it being slow as long as it's steady. Because what's the purpose of a Cinewhoop other than getting cinematic shots? And that's what I like. But every time I try and bank and turn, it would flip out and kind of try and correct itself. Now I'm running a full acro. I'm not running a horizon. I'm not running an angle. I'm running just fully manual. And it just keeps doing that. And I don't know why. So I think what I'll eventually do, and this will be another video, is I'm going to put EMUFlight on this and see if that takes care of the problem. But anyhow, let's check out the rest of the footage here and see what you think. Now, keep in mind that it was 34 degrees when I was out there. There was ice on the ground, everything. It was cold. And my hands are freezing, so I ran one pack through this because it was just too early in the day to really be doing this. So, keep watching. Okay, it's 34 degrees out. It's November 2nd. And I am going to be taking out, for the first time, my Diatone Taycan 3-inch. All right, so here we go. I'm going to kind of narrate along as I'm flying on a couple of these things here. So this is my initial flight right off the bat, and my controller was a little funky, so I had to come back and land and recalibrate it. And that's pretty much what I'm kind of doing. But you will see here in a second, you will see that it does that herky-jerky type thing where it's trying to, like right there. That right there. I was turning and it just like turns itself and kind of tries to correct or something. It's really weird. And there it just did it again. So I'm bringing it in. I'm going to land it. Take care of that. Now I'm off and flying again. And it's really kind of wobbly. And that might have still something to do with my controller at this point. Now this is, I didn't use any stability at all with my GoPro. I didn't use anything. So I wanted to show you just how it flew. But right there, see, there it goes again. It's trying to correct itself as it's flying, as I turn. And there's a couple more in this that you'll see, and just did it again. And it keeps doing it, and it's really, really annoying. And I've had this issue with my Eoshin Civitar. He was doing the same thing. But regardless, I will figure out what's causing that. And I go in and I do, in a few seconds here, you're going to see I go and I do a flip. And it, as you can see there, it freaked out. It freaked out on a flip, which I don't like. I mean, I don't do a lot of freestyle at all, but I still would like to be able to do a flip, or not a flip, I apologize, a roll. And if it's going to do that, then it's kind of pointless. It did, again, like I said, it is a slow flying quad, so I can get some of like shots like that where it's kind of slow and a little bit more controlled, but then it just wigs out on me. So this is my maiden flight. And look at that. That was a crazy wig out there. All right, so I just flew the Diatone, Diatone Taycan 3-inch 4S, and it flew like it's the only thing I can really say about it. I'm sure it's in a tune and whatnot, but it's just kind of doing some of that stupid. It didn't like making turns, and the thing flew like a tank, which I guess I can understand. I'm not really concerned about the speed of it. I just want nice, smooth flying, plain and simple. But when I go to turn and the thing just starts wigging out on me, it's not really that good. I'm sure I can go in and I can adjust the PIDs and stuff like that, but you know what? It's getting Emu Flight and done with it. So we'll see how that runs. All right, so you just saw my review of the Diatone Taycan 3-inch 4S plug-and-play model. I think in my last clip there, I pretty much summed it up. I am going to put Betaflight on this, and that's going to be in my next or after, or my next video or one after, one of those two. So conclusion to that is it's a well-built quad, and it has well-built components to it. I wouldn't say don't buy it. I would actually say it's a good quad. Now, if it's something that is me causing this or something that I have on here or whatnot, I don't know. And I am, before I put Emu Flight on it, I am going to try and figure out maybe what could be causing the issue and see if I can try and fix that and then put it on here so maybe I can help somebody else with the same problem. But I am an Emu Flight fan, so I will probably end up, regardless, putting Emu Flight on here. So I appreciate you watching my video, and have a great day.